Hello friends, good evening. Today we are focusing to discuss just previous questions that are asked from special theory of relativity. Right? Alright. So let us start with this first question. In a certain inertial frame, two light pulses are emitted at a point 5 km apart and separated in a time of 5 microseconds. An observer moving at a speed v along the line joining these points notes that the pulses are simultaneous. Therefore, v is. So the question is, suppose you have two frame, right? So here, looking to this here, this frame S is moving with a velocity v that is given in the question, and an observer here, right? And another frame we have this is s dash, this is s, and another frame is s dash, and here we have two light pulses. One is located at x1 dash and other is located at x2 dash. Two light sources, one is emitting a light towards this observer and the other one also emitting light towards this observer, and this separation, that is delta x dash, that is given, that is 5 km, right? And the time difference between this emission with respect to this s dash frame, that also given, this delta t dash, that also given, that also 5 microsecond, right? So that also given 5 microsecond. And in the question it says, when the observer looking to these two light pulses even at a emit at a different times in s dash frame, but the observer can see this happens, this light pulse emission, that is simultaneous, right? That means that is here delta t is 0 with respect to this frame. This time difference is 0, even there is a time difference delta t dash that is equal to 5 microsecond in s dash frame, right? Okay, so what is delta t? We already know the equation of delta t, that is equal to gamma into, right, gamma into, that is delta t dash, right, delta t dash plus v by c square into delta x dash. This is the equation what we have studied from Lorentz transformation, right? Okay, this delta t is 0, that is given, right? Now here the important thing is, usually we are selecting two frames s and s dash, with the s dash is moving with a velocity v, right? S dash is moving ahead with a velocity v and s is at rest, right? So in that sense we have derived this relation. But here this s is moving with a velocity v and s dash is at rest. Okay, so that means you can take we can replace this situation. Suppose you are considering this s is at rest, then you can say this s dash moving with a velocity minus v, right? So this v we can replace with a minus v, right? So delta t is equal to gamma into delta t dash plus v by z square into, that is minus v by c square into delta x dash. Now this all values are given, right? This delta t is 0, 0 is equal to gamma into, what is gamma? Gamma is 1 by root 1 minus v square by c square, right? Okay, so this 0 is equal to, let me write this as 0, and 0 is equal to, what is delta t dash? That is given, that is 5 microsecond, 5 into 10 raised to minus 6 minus v by c square. What is c square? C square is equal to that is 3 into 10 raised to 8, right? C is equal to 3 into 10 raised to 8, and also it is given that this delta x dash, that is 5 km, right? That is 5 into 10 raised to 3. All right, now we have all values. This gamma we can take to this side and we can simplify. Only parameter which is unknown is v. Then when you solve this v, you will get 0.3c. right? So that will be the answer. All right. So which one is the option? Option C is correct. All right. Now let us come to another question. In an observer's rest frame, a particle moving towards the observer with the energy E, right? So in an observer's rest frame, a particle is moving towards the observer with the energy E, okay, and momentum P. If c denotes the velocity of light in vacuum, the energy of the particle in another frame moving with the same direction as particle with a constant velocity v is, right? So we have already studied this energy momentum transformation, right? So as per the question, look into this, we have two frame again. One is S and another one is S dash, right? Now we have studied if an observer makes a measurement. So suppose this frame is moving with a velocity v. So we have studied this observer makes an energy measurement, that is E. Okay, an observer from here measure a measurement with respect to this S frame, that is E dash, right? And what is the E dash and E connected by the relation? E dash is equal to E plus PV, E minus PV, right? E minus PV divided by root 1 minus V square by C square. This equation we have already studied in theory, right? But here the situation is, look into the question. What about this V? This V, so it is moving towards this observer, right? So there we have selected this S dash frame is moving in this direction, right? Now in the question, look into this question here, this S dash frame moving towards this observer, right? C denotes the velocity, energy of the particle in another frame moving in the same direction as particle with the constant velocity v. The particle is moving towards the observer, right? So this frame also moving towards this observer. That means this v changes to minus v. So here the velocity, this v we can write as minus v, because this S dash frame is moving towards this observer. So what is going to change? This E dash, we can replace all v with minus v. So this is v square. So this will continue as minus v square by c square. But here this term become positive. That is E plus Vp divided by root 1 minus v square by c square. So which one is the option? E plus Vp divided by root 1 minus v square by c square. So option A is correct, right? All right. Now let us come to another question. A light beam is propagating through a block of glass with the index of refraction n. If the glass is moving at a constant velocity v in the same direction as the beam, the velocity of the light in the glass block as measured by an observer in the laboratory is approximately, right? So in this question, the S dash frame, that is a glass slab. So a glass slab, look into this. So this is my S dash frame. A glass slab itself is moving with a velocity v. That means S dash frame is moving with a velocity v, right? So the light is moving in this glass slab, right? Suppose I am considering a light pulse is moving within this glass slab. That means its velocity is c by n if n is refractive index. All right. All right. Now a laboratory observer that is situated at the S frame, if we look into this light pulse, so by velocity addition theorem, what is the velocity measurement, right? So we have studied the relation ux is equal to ux dash plus v divided by 1 plus ux dash v divided by c square, right? This is the equation, transformation equation we have studied, right? So we have already studied in the theory. If a train is moving with a velocity v, right, we have already mentioned this, and a toy inside this train that also moving with a velocity v, and a stationary observer that is from the platform looking to this situation, we have derived the condition, right? Okay, so the same thing is happening here, but instead this train here a glass slab is moving. That's the only difference. Okay, now let us come to the problem. What is ux dash? Ux dash is the velocity of this light pulse, that is c by n. So ux is equal to c by n plus what is v, that is given as v, right? And again 1 plus ux dash is again c by n v by c square. This c and this c cancel. So let me write this as v plus c by n. So this is my numerator, and this I can take to numerator, that is 1 plus v by cn whole raised to minus 1, right? Now let me expand this using binomial theorem, because this v by cn is very small, because c is in the denominator, right? So v plus c by n into this I can write as 1 minus v by cn. Now let me multiply this v into 1 v, that is v into this is v square by cn, right, and c plus c by n, this into this, and here we have this cc cancel and minus v by n square. Now we can neglect this term, because here we have a denominator, that is a term c. C is very large, so we can cancel this c, right? Because it is the velocity of glass slab. So compare with the velocity of light, that will be very less. So here we have c by n, and this v and minus v by n square. Let me take this v out. What is remaining? 1 minus 1 by n square. So this is the final result we have, right? So with respect to the laboratory observer, this is the velocity of that light pulse. So option A is correct, right? All right. Now let us come to another question. The velocity of a particle at which the kinetic energy is equal to its rest energy is, in terms of c. C is the speed of light in vacuum. Okay. So this is a simple question. So we already know, we have already studied the relativistic kinetic energy expression. What is that expression? Relativistic kinetic energy is the total energy minus rest mass energy. Rest mass energy, right? And it is given that this kinetic energy, that is equal to rest mass energy. So rest mass energy is m0 c square. So kinetic energy I can equate into rest mass energy, mc square minus m0 c square. That is 2 m0 c square is equal to, what is m? M is equal to m is the total energy. mc square is the total energy. The mass is, that is the relativistic mass, that is m0 by root 1 minus v square by c square into c square, right? C square cancel, and this m0 cancel, that is root 1 minus v square by c square is equal to 1 by 2, that is 1 minus v square by c square is equal to 1 by 4. So v square by c square is equal to 3 by 4, and v is equal to root 3 by 2c, right? So option A is correct again, right? All right. Now let us come to another question. A monochromatic wave propagates in a direction making an angle 60 degree with the x-axis in the reference frame of a source. The source moves with a speed v is equal to 4c by 5 towards the observer. The direction of the cosine of angle, the direction of the wave as seen by the observer, right? So the monochromatic wave propagates in a direction making an angle 60 degree with the x-axis. That is very important, right? This question also we can simply do by using velocity addition theorem, right? Here the same situation, because you have two observer S and two frames, that is one is S and other one is S dash, and this frame, right, we have a monochromatic wave propagates in a direction. Suppose a wave is propagating in the S dash frame, right, by making an angle 60 degree with this x-axis, right, 60 degree with this x-axis, right. So what is the x component velocity? That is c cos 60. All right. So when a person looking from this frame, then what will be the velocity? That we have already studied that velocity is ux, that is ux dash plus v divided by 1 plus ux dash v by c square. This is velocity addition theorem, right? Now what is ux dash? That is the x component of velocity in the s dash frame, right? So that is c cos 60, and v is given, source is moves, that is at a, the source itself is moving, means the source is located at the s dash frame. The source is moving means the light is propagating, and the source is moving means the s dash frame is moving with a velocity 4c by 5. Now you can simply apply, this is c cos ux dash is equal to c cos 60, that is c by 2, and here we have 4c by 5 whole divided by 1 plus c by 2 into 4c by 5, right. So when you simplify this, you will get this as this, here we have a c square, right, c cancel, so we have 13 by 14 c, right. So that means what is ux? So some c cos theta is equal to, right, we are taking the components, x component of this velocity, that is equal to 13 by 14 c. So c cancel, so the cos theta is equal to 13 by 14, right. So option A is correct, right. All right. Now again we have a question here. Light takes approximately 8 minutes to travel from the sun to earth. Suppose in the frame of the sun an event occurs at t is equal to 0 at the sun, and another event occurs on the earth at t is equal to 1 minute. The velocity of the inertial frame in which both these events are simultaneous is, right. So in this question I am considering this is my earth frame, and this is my sun frame, right, and the velocity of light, right, that taken as I measured from the frame s dash, that is given 8 minutes. That means the spatial separation delta x dash, that is given in the frame s dash. If I measure the light, the time taken by the light to reach the earth frame, that is delta x dash, that is given 80 minutes, right. So the separation is that is 8 into 60 into c, right. So that will be the total length, right, c into delta t, and this 8 minutes I have converted into second, right. Now it is given that suppose in the frame of sun an event occur at t is equal to 0, right, in the frame of sun, right. So it is given that this delta t dash, so an event when you are looking from s dash frame, an event occur at earth, that is at 1 minute, that is given, so that is 1 minute, okay. But when you are looking with respect to this earth, this event occur at sun, that is equal to 0, that means delta t is equal to 0. All the parameters given. Now the velocity of an inertial frame in which both these events are simultaneous. Now suppose you are considering the velocity of an inertial frame, right? So that this event should be simultaneous, right? So suppose now this frame, this is moving with a velocity v. At that time, this event should be simultaneous. That means this delta t is equal to 0. That condition we have to check, right? The both events that should be happen in the same time. All right. So that means we can use the transformation equation gamma into, right, delta t is equal to gamma into dt dash plus vx dash by c square, right? Vx dash by c square, v dx dash by c square. Now look into this delta t is equal to 0 and gamma here. What is delta t dash? That is 1 minute, that is 8 into, sorry, 1 into 60. Let me convert into second, plus v by, so this is the frame velocity v, right? V by c square into, and we can write this as v by c square into dx dash, that is given 8 into 60 into c. All right. Now instead of moving, suppose I am considering this s dash frame is moving with a velocity v, I can take the same situation. I can replace if this s frame is moving with velocity. So if s dash is moving with v, so that we can replace with s is moving with minus v. So I can convert here this as minus v, right? So this is equal to 0 means what I can say. Now let me calculate this v, right? This v is equal to when you solve this, that is equal to the c square, c cancel, right? And then we can simplify this. So the answer will be c by 8. Answer will be c by 8. 60 and 60 also cancel. This c come here and 8. So c by 8. Now this is my sun and this is my earth. So the velocity vector that is pointing from earth to sun, right? Earth to sun, right? So the situation we have replaced s dash moving with a velocity v, that we have replaced with minus v, that means earth to sun. So c by 8 with a velocity vector pointing from earth to sun. All right. Now another question is, a person on earth observes two rockets A and B directly approaching each other with a speed 0.8 c and 0.6 c respectively at a time when the distance between the rocket is observed to be 4.2 into 10 raised to 8 meter. The clocks of the rockets and earth are synchronized to t is equal to 0 second. The time of collision in seconds of the two rockets as measured from rocket A frame is x by 10. What is x? So let us draw the situation. So an observer on the earth frame and two rockets are approaching. One is A and other one is B, right? So the separation between these two rockets that is given at a time when the distance between the rocket is observed to be, that is 4.2 into 10 raised to 8 meter, right? So this is the length measured, right? This is the length between or distance between these two rockets, and as observed from this observer there is a length contraction. So what is L? L is equal to L0 root 1 minus v square by c square, that is L is equal to 4.2 into 10 raised to 8 into root 1 minus, and length contraction means we are looking this time of collision from rocket A, right? So rocket A moving with a velocity 0.8, right? So 0.8 c. So we are looking, we have to find this collision time. Okay, when this observer observes, there is a separation, and when I am looking from this rocket A, what is the time of collision, right? What time will take to cross this rocket A and B, right? So that is 0.8. Rocket A speed is 0.8, so that means 0.64, right? When you solve this, you will get a value, right? That is L. Now what is time of collision? Time of collision is equal to, that is with respect to this observer, that is length by velocity. What velocity? The relative velocity between A and B with respect to this observer, that I can say ux. What is this ux? You can apply velocity addition theorem. Ux is equal to, that is equal to um, that is u plus v divided by, right? So that is this 0.8 c plus 0.6 c divided by that is equal to 0.8 c plus 0.6 c divided by 1 plus 0.8 c divided into 0.6 c divided by c square, right? This c square cancel. When you solve this, you will get 0.94 c, that is 1.4 c divided by this also again 0.8 into, so 1.48, right? All right, so 0.94 c. Now what is this L we have solved? That is 4.2 into 10 raised to 8 into, so when you solve this, you will get 0.36, right? 0.36 root, that is 0.6, right? Divided by you will get this as ux is 0.94 c, and you can substitute these values here, right? Then you will get this as 0.53, and this is given as x by 10. That is, then what is x? X is equal to 5.3. So that is what is the question. Okay, x is equal to this final solution, that is given as x by 10. So x is equal to 5.3. All right. Now let us come to the final question. The distance of star from Earth is 4.25 light years. As measured from Earth, a spaceship travels from Earth to the star at a constant velocity 4.25 years according to the clock on the ship, right? The speed of the spaceship in units of the speed of light years. So as per the question, the proper time is, that is 4.25 light years, right? The proper distance is, that is 4.25 light years. That I can say, that is so proper time taken to reach there, that is from Earth to star, that is 4.25 divided by c, right? Okay, that is light years. So the time taken by the light to reach there. Okay, so that is proper time. Now a spaceship travels from Earth to the star with a constant velocity 4.25 years according to the clock on the ship. It is according to the clock on the ship. The speed of the spaceship in unit of the speed of light is. So with a constant velocity 4.25 years, right? So let me write this as what is the time taken? Delta t is equal to, so we have a time dilation here, right? We are measuring the time from a moving clock, the clock on a spaceship, right? So delta t0 divided by root 1 minus v square by c square, that should be equal to this particular value, that should be equal to 4.25 divided by v, right? 4.25 divided by v, because that is given with a constant velocity 4.25, and this velocity is v, it is moving with a velocity v, that should be equal to, this is the time, right. Now this proper time we have already solved, that is 4.25 divided by c, that is 4.25 divided by c divided by root 1 minus v square by c square equal to by v, right? This and this cancel, and let me write this as this I can write as v by c is equal to root 1 minus v square by c square, right? So squaring on either side, 1 minus v square by c square, so 2v square by c square is equal to 1, right? So v square is equal to, so we are looking to find the speed, right? V square by, that is c square by 2, right? V square is equal to c square by 2, and v is equal to c by root 2, right? So we have to find in the unit of light. So c we can, so in terms of c, so 1 by root 2 times c, right? So as you, if I take unit as c, then answer is 1 by root 2. Option B is correct, right? All right. So this is all about this section, and in the next section we will start with the get previous questions. Okay, thank you.